In the mountainous terrain of Azad Jammu and Kashmir in Pakistan, it isn't easy to start a small business. Banks are far away, and in bad weather, they are inaccessible on these roads. Moreover, the poor people here don't have the collateral for loans or the ability to pay high interest rates.
I was born in a very destitute and very poor family. In early childhood, I had to labor to continue my education and run the household. We've struggled a lot for a very long time.
In these mountainous areas, we women don't have many opportunities for work.
It isn't easy to get a loan from the bank, and they charge interest, so we don't bother applying.
In 2004, the UN's International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, initiated a community development project here to try and address this.
The main focus was to uplift the community and to reduce the poverty. And for this, the basic tool is for poverty reduction is availability of credit, microcredit.
The project encouraged people to form community organizations and pool their savings together. To kickstart the process, it matched the money they'd saved. Once the organization has enough money, members can then apply for credit. So it works like a small bank operated and run by the community itself. They collectively decide on who gets the loans and the terms of repayment. For example, Yasmen Akhtar needed to supplement her family income, but she had to be home to care for her 4 children. She joined the local community organization and applied for credit. She has now turned her kitchen garden into a profitable business.
I feel joy that instead of sitting idle, I've done something. I don't have to beg money from anybody. I satisfy my own needs myself. There are 4 or 5 women in the area following my lead. They have patches of land and they come to buy seed from me and also get advice on how to produce these vegetables.
And these microcredit loans can have an even greater impact on the community. 2 years ago, there was no health facility here. People had to travel up to 3 hours to the nearest clinic, and many didn't survive the journey. Mohammed Nadim had been trained as a paramedic, but did not have the resources to put his skills to good use. After receiving credit from his community organization, he set up this clinic, where he now sees up to 45 patients a day. Last year, he saved many people in his community from a cholera epidemic.
Of course I feel happy. If I didn't have medicine to give, then what would be my joy? But now I have medicine, and I'm also making money from it, and the patients are getting cured by me. There's no bigger joy than the fact that a patient is cured by my hand.
Mohammed Nadim already had the skills to make the best use of his loan. When Ibrar Hussein Shah applied for credit, his community organization decided he needed some training first. Assisted by the project, Shah trained as a plumber. He was then given credit to open a shop. 5 years later, his business is very successful. He has paid for his siblings' education, and he's now training 4 apprentices. If it wasn't for accessing this credit, he says his life would have been very different.
I would have been on a roadside somewhere breaking stones. I would have a pick and a shovel in my hand. None of my brothers would have got an education.
It took only 1 year for Shah to pay back what he had borrowed. And according to the project team, 99% of community credit loans are repaid within the agreed time. Because it is the community's money and they decide on who gets the loans, they're all responsible for a successful outcome.
So in this way, I think when the community is empowered, when they are empowered to think about them by themselves, so they are better judge, and their decisions are always good. At this time, if the microcredit is available in Pakistan, especially to the poor people, they can, I think so, put our economy back on the right track.
And with the community groups controlling and managing their own access to credit, they are able to lift each other out of poverty.